Hello, hello, hello! Good day, everyone. I'm Shiro Tamaya, your resident Coyote Phantom Thief at your service, and I am here with more Out of the Ocean. Last time we left off, we met creepy-ass Shoal and his stupid-ass mug, and of course, he was Nareen's forced fiance. Not really, because guy sucks. So, yay, we're trying to figure out this situation now. It's gonna go great. And also, Misuzu giving off some kind of sus vibes, but I'm gonna try to believe in the best of her. Granted, I don't know. The vibes are sus. Hello Fresh, hello Stealth, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome, hope you're doing well. But yeah, I don't know. Some of those, we told Misuzu about Nareen's situation, but like, oh god. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. Please let this be. Please let this go well. Oh man. None of my payment cards are working on PayPal at all anymore. Oh god. Well, I am sorry for your lost fallen soldier. It's alright though, don't worry about it. Alrighty. You don't have to apologize. No. Okay. Yes, this one. Wah. Yeah, I know. Being able to, whether or not you can donate doesn't really matter to me. It matters more to me that you enjoy the stream and enjoy the game as well. But yes, let us continue our Yuri shenanigans. The rest of the school day is relatively uneventful, and it goes by in a blur. I sit through my lessons disinterestedly, only half paying attention. I can't be bothered with algebra at the best of times, but I especially can't be bothered with algebra when my mind is so full of thoughts about Nareen. I keep thinking about her, so much so my literature teacher, Mr. Setoguchi, scolds me. Oh boy. Sakuragi, pay attention. I know this is the last lesson of the day, and I'm sure you're desperate to head back home, but there's still half an hour left until the bell rings. You're in my class, so you should be paying attention to me. Do you have that?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'll, try to pay attention, sir. I'm, very sorry.
You will be if you keep trying my patience. Now, Sakuragi, let's see just how much or how little, as the case may be, you were paying attention. Can you tell me what Akutagawa might have meant in the last passage we read of Rashomon? I look at Mr. Setoguchi blankly, my mind empty like a field full of snow. I'd tell Mr. Setoguchi all about Rashomon if I could, to avoid the pointed look he's giving me, but that isn't going to be possible. My thoughts have been all over the place for the last half hour, but no, that's not true. They've been all over the place all day. I can't exactly tell Mr. Setoguchi about this, though. I know my ready-made excuse won't fly. Sorry, sir, but I wasn't listening to you. I was too busy worrying about the runaway or swim-away mermaid I have stashed away in the big bathtub at back home, who's being pursued by her possessive fiancé, who just so happens to be a prince. Yeah, I'm sure that would go swimmingly. Not. Well, What can you tell me about Rashomon, Sakuragi? You were paying attention, weren't you? I blush abashed. Though try as I might, and believe me, I really am trying. I can't get any words out. I have no idea what to say. The time continues to pass by slowly and uncomfortably, thick like tar, while the rest of my classmates mutter amongst themselves. A few of them start giggling, and I sink down low in my chair. I can tell, based on Mr. Setoguchi's unamused expression, that I really am in for it now. He's so pissed off it's positively palpable. I sit there like a convict awaiting a prison sentence, my stomach tightening with dread when... Oh, Misuzu to my rescue!
Sorry, Mr. Setoguchi, but Asuka hasn't been feeling too well lately.
Misuzu pipes up on my behalf, an unexpected occurrence which induces all pairs of eyes in the class, including Mr. Setoguchi's, to swivel in her direction. My stern literature teacher blinks, looking momentarily thrown before he says, "Oh really? She seems just fine to me. Unless insolence is a medical condition. Jeez, this teacher sucks." What in the world is the matter with her?
It isn't something I can really talk about in class, sir. It's personal, but I know as her friend that she's received some unfortunate news from her parents who are working overseas. Her mother has been feeling a bit under the weather, so naturally Asuka is worried. It's been hard for her to pay attention. I even suggested that she oughtn't come into school today if it was that bad, but she insisted. She is doing her best in her own way, Mr. Setoguchi, so please don't be too harsh on her. In light of her current circumstances, maybe I could answer your question instead?
Oh, Mr. Setoguchi flounders, uncommonly so for him, looking abashed. He looks away, then says, "I didn't hear anything about Sakuragi's parents." Well, that's not a surprise. Neither did I until about 30 seconds ago. Can't talk about it here, though. Proceeds to do just that. True. I will say. The girl. Why the fuck did you just... She really did say she couldn't talk about it, then proceeded to talk about it. You know what? Fair. Okay. Maybe just not talk about it in detail. Too much detail, I guess. But, who knows? I had no idea Misuzu was such an accomplished liar. But if she's worrying about her parents, then I suppose I can't fault her for that. It wouldn't be fair of me to continue to pick on her, given the circumstances, so... Oh, great, thanks. You were picking on me. Great teacher, great adult behavior. And thank you so much, Fresh, for the tip towards the Demon Lord cover. Arigato. Yes, alright. You can answer my question, Miss Shirogane, though I'm sure you know the answer. You've always been one of my most diligent pupils. In the last passage, we read in Rashomon. And so our literature lesson continues. Listening to Mr. Setoguchi drone on about some old book written by some old dead guy is even more tedious than usual, but I'm able to endure it. Largely thanks to Misuzu. She might have told a lie back there, but she still saved me. I owe her one. Something I let her know once the bell rings, and we file out of the classroom.
You didn't miss a beat back then.
I tell Misuzu all smiles as we exit the school building alongside a stream of our fellow classmates.
I'm surprised you thought up you thought up so fast. And it's a watertight excuse too. I mean, the school aren't going to phone abroad to see how my parents are doing. There's no way anybody'll be able to argue with that. You're so smart. Why, thank you. It's nice to know that my mother hasn't been sending me to cram school all these years for nothing. Though, I think she'd be rather disappointed if she knew all I'd really managed to perfect was my ability to come up with ad-libs on the spot, or come up with alibis on the spot. Oh?
Now, that's interesting.
Do you come up with alibis a lot, Misuzu? Not a lot, I don't think. But I have been known to bend the truth on occasions to get out of cram school when I wasn't much in the mood, and my piano practice too. Now, that seems interesting. I guess Omorishima's princess isn't as perfect as she seems.
I give Misuzu a playful nudge, then say,
Doesn't that annoy your mother, though? I mean, I'm sure she pays good money for cram school and for the piano lessons. What my mother doesn't know won't hurt her.
I mean, hey, good rules to live by. Certain experiences can help you become more skilled at lying and making half-truths. Oh boy, yeah. There's also dark reasons for that.
So she doesn't know. Gotcha. I'll keep it a secret between you and me then. Really though, you're way sneakier than you look. I'll have to keep an eye on you in the future. Though, you sure did save my bacon back there. It was real nice, so hey, why don't we go to Seaside Sweets for something to eat? You deserve it.
Oh? Misuzu cocks her head. She blinks then says,
Do you want to? Why not? I owe you one. And I thought you liked the cakes there. I do like the cakes there, but it'll be dinner soon enough, and I wouldn't want to spoil my appetite in any way. I thought you'd be worrying about Noreen. Don't you want to go back home and check on her? Well, yeah, I was thinking about her all day. I know you were. I did gather that was why you were spacing out during Mr. Setoguchi's class. But I don't think an extra hour will make too much of a difference. And anyway, I think I've been working myself up a bit too much. It'll be nice to try and forget everything, at least for a little while. What do you think? Wanna come with? It'll be my treat.
I expect Misuzu to agree readily. She's usually the one who asks if we can hang out, not the other way around, but to my surprise, a cloud comes over Misuzu's face. She comes to a halt then says, Oh?
Oh no, I'm sorry, Asuka, but I don't think I can do that today. You can't?
My face falls. I try not to look too put out, but it's still a little disappointing, especially after I opened up to her so much this morning.
Are you busy? Yes, that's right. It's unfortunate, but I have piano practice today.
Girl, you being real sus. Why is she being so sus, man?
Oh, right, I see. I forgot that you always have your piano lessons on... Wait.
I've known Misuzu long enough to know that she has piano lessons on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's Wednesday today. Please don't do top 10 anime betrayals. Oh god. Something about this isn't adding up.
Didn't you already have piano practice yesterday? I did?
Misuzu blinks. She looks confused for a few moments, her head tilted sweetly to one side. And then she gasps.
Oh, yes, I did. sorry, Asuka. My thoughts have been a bit scrambled lately.
Scrambled?
Like eggs? Girl, now's not the time.
Are you alright, Misuzu? You're not coming down with a fever or something, are you?
Her face does look a little flushed, come to think of it, though she doesn't seem to be shaking. She doesn't necessarily look sick, but she does look a little shifty, maybe? Girl, you're freaking me out.
Well,
Misuzu clears her throat.
I have a concours. A concours coming up, so I have to practice a lot. It's this weekend actually, so I've been quite busy.
A concours?
I get that Misuzu's trying to help clarify things for me, but that isn't particularly useful.
Isn't that like a sort of food?
A sort of...
Misuzu looks at me uncomprehendingly for a few moments before realization finally dawns on her. Girl.
Oh no, you must be thinking of couscous. That is a food dish made with semolina, but no, I'm talking about a concours.
And that is...
It just means competition. I have a piano contest coming up, and it's fairly prestigious. My mother has been very keen that I take a top place. The 3 winners will receive cash prizes, but that isn't the important part. My mother just wants the bragging rights.
Oh, right. I see.
I guess that would explain why Misuzu's been looking so distracted lately. And it might explain why she was so tense yesterday, too. I don't know about that, girl. Signs point to it being, something else.
That, sounds kind of stressful.
It is, yes. I have been spending quite a lot of time at the piano lately, so I haven't really had a chance to spend much time with you, or with anybody else for that matter. It is grueling, but please, don't worry about me. It's nothing that I can't handle, alright?
I'm not so sure about that myself. Misuzu really does look tired. Her head is drooping like an overburdened flower, and her expression is pretty gloomy. She might be smiling, but I don't know if I have much faith in that smile of hers. It looks kind of forced. But who am I to pick holes in Misuzu's story? She says she'll be alright, and I want to believe her. She's the daughter of a wealthy family, so she's probably used to this sort of thing. I shouldn't fuss too much.
Alright, I'll leave you to your piano lessons then.
Girl. Girl, language well.
I hope your couscous goes well?
Oh,
Misuzu blinks. For a few moments, her expression twists. I wonder if I said something to upset her. Was I being careless when... Misuzu begins to giggle.
that's concours, Asuka, you dummy.
Great, I'm being called an idiot.
Isn't that what I said?
Not quite, but that's alright. Goodness, I've been awfully stressed lately, but talking to you has helped a lot. You really are a good friend, Asuka. I just wish I could say the same thing about myself.
Girl, stop being so sus. Why are you... Misuzu, why are you being like this? Your behavior is making me real suspicious of what you're doing. Asuka, you've got it all wrong. Concours is like that old luxury plane. Oh, God.
I wonder what that was all about.
I mutter this to myself as I head off home, all on my own, Misuzu having gone off to her piano lesson. At least that's what she said. There's no real reason to doubt what Misuzu said, but all the same. I sigh as I trudge up the hill back home, the distant sound of the ocean dancing in the air. The smell of the salt is especially noticeable now, though, and so is the sound of the not-so-distant waves. I pause, the sunlight bearing down on the crown of my head, and hold up a hand to my eyes. I can see the sea spread out before me like a blue-green blanket, one which rolls and undulates with irregular motions. The sun catches the ocean so it seems to shimmer like freshly cut jewels. It's very pretty, but I can't appreciate it, not properly. I can't help but feel that I should be enjoying the scenery with Misuzu. I don't want to poke holes into her story. If she has, I'm not even gonna know. If she has a concours, coming up, then there's nothing I can do about it, but it is a little weird. And hello TJ, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome, hope you're doing well. She looked very awkward when she was telling me about her competition. She didn't look me in the eye, almost like she couldn't. It's also kind of weird that she never mentioned this competition to me before. If it was coming up this weekend, you'd think she would have said something. It's all very strange. Yeah, girl, I think she's lying to you. But I try not to dwell upon it too much. I don't want to doubt Misuzu. Why should I? No matter what's going on in her life, she's still my friend. I should try and trust her. I'm sure everything will be fine. I don't know about that. God. It's been a while since I've been this suspicious of a character in a game before. Oh, man.
Hey, Noreen, I'm back from school. How have you been? Oh, Asuka.
Noreen greets me after I get home from school with a small smile. She inclines her head, then says, "How was your day?"
School was school. It was about the same as always.
Other than that awkward incident in literature class, I guess, when Mr. Setoguchi tried to catch me out.
So, there's nothing much to report. I'm more worried about how you've been getting on.
You've been worried about me?
Of course I have. I mean, you weren't in a good way last night. I know you've been worrying a lot about the whole shoal thing, and I have too, to be honest. I hope you've not been fretting in the tub on your own all day.
Well, I wouldn't say I've been on my own all day. Shoko did come in a few times to check on me, and she was being really nice too. She made sure I wasn't lonely. And she made me some rice balls for lunch, which were super yummy. Your aunt's cooking is delicious.
I see.
I guess it's a good thing that Noreen hasn't been left to stew in her own thoughts during the 8 hours I was absent. But...
Have you been in the tub the whole time now?
Well, yes, I've, not felt like assuming my human form. It takes a lot of energy, and anyway, there's nowhere I really want to go. I'm afraid if I head outside, Shul will find me, so...
Noreen's voice trails off. Then she sighs.
I'm sorry, Asuka.
Now this is an unexpected development. Need to play that one Japanese Among Us thing on bass boots. Oh my god. Oh.
Why are you sorry?
Because I'm making you worry about me. I'm holding myself up here like a fugitive, but I guess that's what I am? It feels like I ran away from a prison sentence. That's what marrying Shul would be. If I had a choice between hiding away in this bathtub for the rest of my life, or being shut up in his underwater palace, I know I'd choose the bathtub. It might be a lot smaller, but at least Shoal isn't here. It feels safer. But I know you didn't rescue me on the beach so I could hide away in here. It feels like I've wasted your effort. I just hope you can forgive me.
Noreen,
I wince, then say,
it's fine. You don't need to ask for my forgiveness.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I'm not upset at you for, I don't know, wasting your freedom. Is that what you're getting at? I think it makes sense that you wouldn't want to go outside. Not now we know Shoal is lurking around. I just wish I could do more to help you.
But you have done a lot to help me. If it wasn't for you, Shoal would have found me by now and dragged me back beneath the sea. That, or I would have dried out on the beach. I owe you a lot, and I appreciate it. I really, truly do. I just wish I could make the most of this opportunity you've given me.
And I'm sure there'll be time to make the most of it in the future. I don't know Shoal very well, but even if he's the most stubborn guy in the world, I'm sure he'll eventually give up when he can't find you. Then he'll leave you alone. He'll go right back to his kingdom, and you can finally be free to wander around outside. You won't need to worry anymore. You'll be safe. That's what I want to believe, at least.
Oh, Asuka. Noreen sighs, despondent. She looks at the undulating surface of the bathwater, then says, "It would be nice if that could happen, but..."
There'll be no buts. He'll get tired of this and he'll leave you alone eventually. Then you'll be free. We can go wherever you want, do whatever we want, and you'll finally be free. I don't know about you, but...
I reach forward, taking hold of Noreen's slightly damp hands with my own, our fingers intertwining. Then I say,
that's what I want more than anything.
Aww. Wholesome. There'll be no buts except for my... I do my best to reassure Noreen before retreating to my bedroom, but I'm not sure if my words were effective, despite being well-meaning. I'm unsure whether they're all that reassuring, given I hardly believed a thing I was saying myself. Protect Noreen from Shoal? How can I do that? I'm just a skinny 16-year-old girl. There's nothing special about me. I definitely don't have any physical strength to write home about. I doubt I'd be able to overpower Shoal if worst came to worst, but I had to say something to Noreen. I didn't like seeing her so sad. I feel uneasy that night, however, as I lie beneath the sheets. No matter how much I toss and turn, I just can't get comfortable. Not even embracing Taiyo can soothe me, and he's my go-to stress ball whenever I'm feeling blue. I press my face against his plush round side and mumble,
Everything will be alright, won't it, Taiyo? Shoal isn't going to take Noreen away, is he?
Taiyo doesn't reply, of course. He can't. He doesn't have a mouth, and his body is stuffed full of cotton. I'm not expecting a response, but airing out my concerns does make me feel a little better. I guess it's true what they say. If something's troubling you, it's best to talk it out, even if you are talking to a plush of a sunfish. Marina's right there to ask for advice and help, you know. Asuka. True. I'm surprised that still has not come up. With my fears momentarily alleviated, sleep finally descends. It washes over me like a wave, scattering my consciousness to the void. But it's not long later that I awake once more, drawn from my slumber by a muffled sound deep within the darkness. I can hear a faint sound of the breeze outside sighing against the glass. But I'm sure there are other noises too, unexpected ones, like footsteps. Aunt Shoko didn't wake up, did she, to check on Noreen? Or is Noreen herself having some problems? I have no idea. I lie there in the dark, clutching Tayo to my chest, wondering whether I'm hearing things, whether it was all part of a protracted dream. Are my worries about Noreen getting the better of me? I'm not sure, but the longer I lie there, the more uneasy I feel. I'm sure I can hear footsteps. That creaking sound isn't the wind, right? Oh god. It can't be.
What the?
I sit up, blearily, wiping my eyes with the back of my arm, then glance about. There's a dull ache in the back of my skull, and I feel weary. What time is it, anyway? A quick glance at my clock, which is flashing beside my bedside table in bright neon, tells me that it's a little past 3:30, since I went to bed around 23. Like a good girl, I've only had about 4 hours worth of rest. Well, it's no wonder I feel so out of it. I'm starting to wonder whether that commotion I heard earlier was some protracted part of my dream. I wasn't making it all up, was I? When? Oh god! I hear a scream emanating from somewhere down the darkened hallway. A scream which sounds worryingly familiar. It's not my Aunt Shoko, is it? There's a grunt following the scream, muffled though it is. Then another yell. There's a thud. It sounds like something heavy just fell over. A curse. And then there's nothing. All I can hear is the sound of my own rapidly beating heart. Did he just fucking break and enter? Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? What in the world happened? It might be late or early in the morning, depending on how you want to look at it. But I'm pretty sure that was no dream. How could it be? I mean, I'm wide awake. I definitely heard a commotion in the hallway. Somebody must have broken in. Come to think of it, maybe that was the rattling sound that woke me up. Somebody came into our home, and Aunt Shoko tried to stop them. She confronted them, and then... No. I don't want to think about what might have happened then. I don't even want to imagine it, but I wind up turning fantasy scenes over in my brain regardless, like the fried chicken you get at the convenience store. I can't help myself. It would be easier, I guess, to curl up beneath the covers and try to pretend this never happened, to pretend it was all one bad dream, but how can I do that? If Aunt Shoko is really hurt, then I need to go to her. I haul myself out of bed, throwing Tayu to one side, I'll apologize later, and creep soundlessly out of my room. I'm terrified as I pad barefoot down the hallway. She should have grabbed something as a weapon. That the assailant who's attacked Aunt Shoko might still be lurking somewhere in the shadows, that they stuck around to finish the job. But that, I tried to tell myself, is unlikely. If they wanted to ensure everyone in the house was down for the count, they probably would have sought me out themselves. The fact I'm still conscious has to count for something. Maybe they broke in, stole something, got into a fight with Aunt Shoko, and hurried off into the night? I'm sure I heard footsteps now that I think about it. A little after that scream. All the same, I try to keep my wits about me. I'm too scared to turn on the lights, in case the interloper really is here, so I have to grope about in the dark instead. Also, hello Azul, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome, hope you're doing well. I'm stressed. I've only been living in this home in Omorishima for about a month, and I'm still not fully accustomed to it. It's homey enough during the day, I guess, but during the night, when it's all awash in the shadows, it feels like an alien territory, decidedly unfamiliar. Every noise makes me jump out of my skin, even the sound of my own footsteps. My heartbeat, meanwhile, sounds unnaturally loud. There's an unpleasant taste in my mouth, like bile, but I try to swallow it down. I need to keep going. On On unsteady legs, I pad over to the presumed scene of the crime. I'm sure I heard that scream, then that thud coming from the living room, and sure enough.
Oh!
I cry out, alarmed, as I finally reach my destination, all my worries momentarily eclipsed. I haven't seen any trace of Anshoko's attacker, but I recognize that crumpled shape lying on the ground. The sliding door which leads... Hold on. No. Nope. Turn. No! Shit. The sliding door which leads out into the veranda is open, and the curtains are fluttering in the breeze. Anshoko, meanwhile, is lying by the tea table, curled up on her side like an embryo. She's wearing what I presume are her night clothes. Now that I think about it, I've never seen her in anything other than a sensible blouse and a long skirt before, and her hair is loose. It spills over her shoulders in tendrils which glow in the moonlight. The moon's light is merciless as it streams in through the open doors and picks out the fine lines of gray in Anshoko's hair, picks out too a nasty bruise on the side of her head. Oh god! Somebody must have struck her. I curse under my breath, all my fears now abandoned, as I hurry toward my aunt's fallen body. I kneel down, reaching for her, and press my fingers against her inner arm, searching for a pulse. I'm terrified for a few moments that she might be dead. She's certainly motionless enough for it, but... To my immense relief, my aunt shifts. Dear God, this is terrifying. She doesn't open her eyes. I think she's still out cold, but an exhalation escapes her lips, and her brow furrows. Thank goodness. I think she'll be alright. She might have a bruise on her cheek, but I don't see any blood. Her pulse sounds regular too. In fact, my own pulse is more erratic than hers. That's a small relief. I'm still afraid for her. It's only now that I notice, as I glance about the living room, that various bits and pieces have been knocked over. The bookcase has been tossed to one side, and all the books are scattered on the tatami mats, Anshoko's favorite potted geranium upended. But a brand new fear seizes me as I sit there, my heartbeat hammering in my ears. Where is Nareen? Didn't she hear the commotion in the living room? The bathroom is closer to the living room than my room, which is all the way at the end of the hallway. She must have heard it. There's no way she didn't. Knowing Nareen and how much she loves Anshoko, she would have been the first person to come and check up on her. Nareen should be here too, but she isn't. Where is she? Once more, my mind jumps to the blonde man I saw on the street in that unapologetically gaudy outfit. The man Marina called Shoal. Did he finally find Nareen?
I'm sorry, Anshoko. I'll come back for you, I swear I will. But I need to check up on Nareen first. I just need to know that she's alright.
That's what I say, at least, in an attempt to excuse myself. Not that it does much good. I mean, Anshoko can't hear me. But I still have a sinking feeling about this. I already expect the worst as I get to my feet and dash down the wooden hallway. I don't care about making a noise anymore, not when I'm sure the culprit has gone. They vanished into the night, not even bothering to close the door to the veranda behind them. But were they alone when they left? I'm fully expecting the bathroom to be empty, water sloshed about every available surface, so I'm not too surprised by the scene which unfolds when I tear open the sliding screen doors. It's just as I feared. Nareen is gone. The tub is still full to the brim. The mermaid who typically dwells within it is conspicuously absent. I can't see top nor tail of her, though I can see a couple of scales glistening like sequins scattered on the floor like confetti. Oh god. They must have come loose from her tail, which suggests she either hauled herself out of the tub or somebody carried her. There aren't that many options, but I'm inclined to go with the second one. I mean, why would Nareen run away? In her mermaid form, running isn't even a possibility. And and with those scales, it's obvious she didn't transform. God. Somebody must have come to abduct her. That'll be why I heard such a loud banging. Somebody crept into my aunt's house to steal Noreen away, while we were both fast asleep. Though Aunt Shoko is a light sleeper, and I guess she didn't remain fast asleep. The commotion from the bathroom must have made her stir. Maybe she saw the shadowy interloper trying to steal Noreen away, and he attempted to stop them. Did they get into a fight? It would certainly explain why she's passed out. My aunt tried to help Noreen, but she couldn't. She received nothing save a concussion for her troubles, and now Noreen is gone. Somebody snatched her, and I'm sure I know who it is. Only one person springs to mind, and it's a disagreeable person indeed. One with blonde hair and an obnoxious leopard print waistcoat. This is all Shoal's doing. He kidnapped Noreen, and I'm going to find her if it's the last thing I do. I inhale, trying to gather my strength. Then I set off. But how did he find out where she was? The only person who knew about this was Misuzu. I have so many bad feelings right now. I am so fucking... Oh, God. I dashed back to my bedroom to get changed, pulling off my pajamas in a rush and cramming my uncooperative limbs into my casual clothes. Then I set off, tearing out of the inn and down the sloping hill to the beach. My mind is full of nothing but Noreen. I need to find her. I have to save her. It wasn't that long ago that I heard that commotion coming from the hallway. I'm sure Shoal can't have gone that far. I should be able to catch him. That's what I'm hoping, at least. I've never been the best at sports, and Shoal's a fair bit taller than me, but he'll be carrying Noreen. She isn't exactly light, no matter how slender and ephemeral she might look. I had a hard time hauling her all the way up the hill to my aunt's inn. It was a cool night when I carried her up the hill, but that didn't stop my shirt from sticking to my back from sweat. At the time, I resented Noreen for being so heavy. There's no way she's made of seafoam and soap bubbles, no matter what she said. But that might be an unexpected bonus right now. I want to place my faith in Noreen, and in her heaviness. I'm not an optimist by nature, but I want to believe in the best. I run down the hill pell-mell, as fast as I'm able without falling forwards face first. My stomach is flopping about like a fish, and my heart is beating fit to burst. My breath, meanwhile, escapes my lips in sharp staccato bursts. I'm running so quickly it's hard to breathe. The wind whips at my hair, so it flutters behind me as I dash. A few strands get into my eyes, but I don't pause to try and wipe them to one side. I don't care about anything else except trying to intercept Noreen. I've not known her for very long, but she's very dear to me. I like chatting to her about my days at school, uninteresting though they might be, and I like watching TV dramas with her. I like the delighted expression she makes when she eats my aunt's cooking, and I like how openly affectionate she is. I even like how touchy-feely she can be. I like everything about her, and I'm not giving up on her without a fight, damn it. I reach the bottom of the hill at long last, then swerve onto the beach. I run forwards, though the shifting sand does its best to trip me. It's hard to keep my balance when I'm running along the beach, especially when I'm wearing indoor slippers, but I've come too far to screw up now. I'm not going to pitch forward onto my face, damn it. I run towards the ocean, looking this way and that. The ocean surface is shining beneath the silvery moonlight. It's sparkling just like a mirror, though unlike a mirror, the surface of the ocean isn't smooth and flat. It's undulating, like it's something alive. I skirt a cluster of rocks, my heart hammering in the base of my throat. There's an acidic taste in my mouth. When I inhale, I can taste metal. I look about, my eyes wide. And at long last, I spot her. I see that fucking ring! Get your hands off my girl, bitch! Noreen is only a few paces away, her golden hair fluttering in the breeze. Her azure eyes are wide, and the scales of her coral-colored tail are glinting. She isn't standing of her own volition, but I guess that's to be expected. She doesn't have legs at the moment that she can stand on. From hip down, she only has a tail, a cluster of pink scales which glint and glisten beneath the moon's milky glow. She's being supported by another person, somebody I don't want to talk to in any capacity. Shoal is holding on to her. One of his hands is resting against her bared back, while the other is resting beneath her rear. I want to shout at him to let go of her right now before I punch him in the face. But my worry over Noreen's welfare eclipses my desire to break that smug bastard's nose. You bitch!
Noreen! I'm so glad I was able to find you. Are you alright? Asuka, I'm glad to see you too, but I don't know if there's anything you can do. Shoal's a lot stronger than he looks, and he's not above playing dirty. If you try and take me from him, he might hurt you.
Hurt you? Shoal raises an eyebrow. Then he tuts. Goodness me. Is that really how you regard me, Noreen? Do you think that I'm someone heartless? Do you think that I'm some heartless brute?
Well, aren't you? You hurt my aunt, you jerk!
Ah, so you found her, did you? Shoal tuts. That was very unfortunate. I didn't want to hurt her, but I had no choice. She would have raised an awful fuss otherwise. He's even wearing sunglasses at night. Confirmed douchebag. True! What fucking psycho wears sunglasses at night? Did you know the old woman was talking about calling the police? If I'd not stopped her, all my plans would have been scuppered. You can see why I didn't want to let her get away with that, can't you?
My aunt would have had every right to call the police. You broke into our home and you kidnapped Noreen.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm hardly kidnapping her. I'm just retrieving what's mine. Noreen is my fiancé.
And she's still her own person. She's already rejected you, you creep. You could have accepted that. Now let her go this instant. Don't take her away from me.
Asuka. Noreen blinks. She looks surprised by my outburst. I think I can see a pink flush beginning to spread across her face. But Shoal only smirks. Oh, did you get attached to Noreen? That's very sweet. I'm glad that my precious Noreen was able to make so many good friends during her stay here. But I'm not so glad that I'm going to hand her over to you. Noreen might be your friend, but she's my fiancé. Her hand has already been pledged to me. That means she's my property, and I can do what I want with her. Ew, gross. That is the kind of shit scumbags say, and it's disgusting. Ugh, jeez. Gross ass man. And hello, hello, Farah. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. New phase. Thank you so much for stopping by. Would you wish to be a mermaid? Honestly, probably not. I don't like the deep. I don't like the deep ocean. I'm scared of the deep ocean. So I don't know if I'd want that power. I mean, granted, no, I still actually wouldn't want that power. Shoal would make for a great politic. Oh my god. You have absolutely no say in this, Missy, so you should pipe down. And don't look at me like that. I am a prince. One day I will be the king. When I want something, I take it. It is my right, in fact, to take what I desire. You pesky commoners can't say a thing against me. Compared to me, you're like plankton.
Why, you...
I thought this guy was bad news ever since I saw him in that stupid leopard print waistcoat, but he's really pissing me off now. He's pissing me off. I guess the old saying's true. You really can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes people who look like scummy assholes outwardly are even bigger, more awful, scummy assholes on the inside.
Don't talk about Nareen like that. She isn't property. She should be allowed to make decisions for herself. If she doesn't want to marry you, then she shouldn't have to. Now let her go.
And why would I do something like that exactly? Shoal raises an eyebrow. Come now, girl. Ew, just don't call people girly like that. Not out of your fucking smug ass asshole mug. You gotta stop yapping and start throwing hands, yeah. Yeah, she really should have picked up a weapon in the house to begin with. Now come on, girlie. We've been through this. I'm a prince. Taking what I want is my right. Etc., etc. Don't etc. me, bitch. I know it must be sad for you being parted from your friends so suddenly, but it was even sadder for me having my fiancé leave me. I was heartbroken. Dude, think about why she fucking left you in the first place, you one brain-celled idiot.
Yeah, right. Being heartbroken would imply that you have a heart, which can be broken, you jerk.
You think I'm heartless? Oh, little miss, you wound me. I might be a prince with untold power over the tides, but I'm a sensitive man deep down. I've been hurting, you know, over Nareen's betrayal. I've been finding it hard to sleep at night, and the scales on my tail begin to lose their luster. It was in an awful, awful state. I didn't betray you, though. I never wanted to marry you. My parents... Oh, shut up, Nareen. I'm trying to have a talk with your little friend. It seems like she's laboring under a few misapprehensions, which I need to clear up as a prince. It wouldn't do if she had the wrong opinion of me. Dude, you're only proving her point. Now, you might not care about my suffering, but that friend of yours did. The dark-haired... I knew it! God damn it! Misuzu, why? Why did you do this to me? You were being so sus, and I was correct. You might not care about my suffering, but that friend of yours did. The dark-haired girl, she's the one who told me about Nareen. I guess that she, at least, understands a little bit about compassion. Yippee. I doomed Yuri? Is a polyroot even possible with this? I don't know.
My friend?
I frown. What is Shoal talking about? I'm not the most sociable of people, and I don't make friends very easily. The only friends I have in Omonishima other than Tayo and Nareen, and... Right. There's also Misuzu. Did Shoal track Misuzu down and pump her for information about Nareen? He must have gotten to her when I wasn't there, and I guess he must have put the moves on her. Did he sweet-talk her? He tried to do that with me too, but it didn't work. The facade soon slipped, and then he threatened me. I didn't trust Shoal for a second, but Misuzu is an earnest girl. She's very sweet and kind. If Shoal fed her a sob story about missing his girlfriend, Maybe Misuzu would have caved and told him about Noreen. Girl, that's not what he worded it as. All women do is eat hot shit and lie. I'm in pain. I can see her doing that. Maybe she thought it was for the best. I doubt Misuzu knew that things would turn out like this when she confided in Shoal. There's no way Misuzu would have wanted Shoal to kidnap Noreen. Would she? Or would she? Doubt begins to assail me one after another, while Shoal smirks. Yes, that's right. Your friend told me everything. She's a woman of breeding, unlike yourself. She must have been able to recognize my exalted status in an instant. It was all thanks to her that I was able to find my beloved Noreen again. And now we're together. I won't let anybody come between us. I will drag Noreen back beneath the ocean regardless of what she wants. And then I will make her wed me. She doesn't have a choice. Nobody can disobey a prince. I think I know who this is. Now put a sock in it, Shoal. I could hear your obnoxious laughter all the way from across the beach. And let me tell you, I'm not impressed. Don't you ever get embarrassed hearing yourself talk? You sound just like a cartoon villain. Huh? I whip my head about, as does Shoal. Even Noreen is staring. The three of us peer into the darkness, our eyes wide. A very familiar figure strides towards us. Marina, my savior, thank you. Do you ever stop and listen to yourself, Shoal, while you're ranting away? You might think threatening young girls makes you cool, but you'd be in the minority. If you ask me, I just think you're a creep, and you're a bully too. Only truly detestable men throw around their influence like that. Now, let the poor girl go, moron. She doesn't want anything to do with you, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't want anything to do with you either. Marina! Shoal glowers at Marina. He doesn't, contrary to Marina's orders, relinquish his grip on Noreen. Instead, it's the opposite. He clings to her even more tightly, pulling her against his chest like a sulky child who can't bear to be parted with his favorite toy. What are you doing here? You aren't stalking me, are you? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? I know you think you're irresistible to all women. But no, I couldn't care less about you. I was just enjoying a drink on the shore beneath the moonlight when your obnoxious yammering distracted me. You're really rather noisy. Did you know that, Shoal? If you're going to broadcast your evil plans that loudly, you should expect that some kindly passing heroine of justice is going to overhear you and try to stop you. Bruh, there's two of them now. They gotta take Noreen back. Words aren't gonna change his mind. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I was being a spoiled prince. I'm sorry I'm letting go like that's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, here's the one thing though. Marina can deck this man into next week. Or next year. Herald of Justice, you? Don't make me laugh. You say that I'm a bully, but you were always much, much crueler than I've ever been to anybody. You always pushed me around when we were kids. Only because you kept pushing around your servants. I can't trust a guy, you know, who doesn't know how to treat maids with the respect they deserve. I mean, maids are adorable. They're symbols of purity. Only a real monster would try to make a maid cry. They were my maids, Marina. I was well within my rights to treat them like that, if I so desired. I am a prince, remember? Yeah, I know, I've heard it all before. You used to try and play that card to defend your shitty behavior back in the palace too. You'd always come out with being a prince. But you're forgetting something. You might be a prince, but I could have been a queen. Oh my. Your parents might be the current king and queen,
But they didn't want you to inherit the throne, did they? They think you're feckless, and they would be right. I know there were talks about passing the responsibility of ruling the kingdom to me instead. So cut it out with all that self-important bullshit. I'm not interested. There's not a single thing you could say to freak me out, Shoal. Cerulean Ocean. Ocean. Of course. Cerulean. God, that is one hell of a name. God, this is just a sight in general. How do I process any of this? I also like how Asuka's just watching this happen and saying absolutely not a fucking word. My queen. Indeed. I mean, look at Marina. That is... If that's not a queen, I don't know what is. Marina. Yes, Marina does indeed have the sauce. I don't know about Asuka here, but I'm not afraid of you.
Hey, I'm not afraid of that guy. He's wearing leopard print.
Is there something wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. I have no idea why you decided to dress like a con man from the 80s. But there's more important things to worry about here. Since when were you a queen, Martina?
Girl. How have they not connected these dots, actually? My brain hurts. Sometimes when the people do not think. Between her and number 6 from Fatal 12, I'm starting to feel I have a thing for muscular people. Yes. Miss number 6, Odette was great. Odette was also just one of the most badass people ever. True. Oh, well... Marina smiles bashfully. It's a bit of a long story. I don't know if it's something I should really get into now. But unfortunately for me, that bag of dicks is my cousin. Ah, you're related. Well, that explains... Okay, so you're cousins, not siblings. Asuka's a certified dumbass. She really is. Don't even. Fresh no. Fresh no.
Huh? You're related?
Ugh, don't remind me. Thinking about it makes my skin crawl. That's part of the reason why I jumped ship, so to speak. The rest of the royals were freaking psychopaths, my not-so-adorable kid cousin included. I didn't want anything to do with them. It was so stifling being raised in the palace at the bottom of the ocean. And my father always got on my case about flirting with the maids, too. They said since I was a member of the royal family, I should worry more about trying to nab a future husband. Can you believe that? I just had it up to here. She raises her right hand. With all their patronizing bullshit. Day in, day out, I was getting lectured for something. It was so obnoxious. I was supposed to be royalty, but it felt like I was always expected to bow and scrape to somebody. There was no way to live, really. If I'd stayed down there, I think I would have gone insane.
Wait, what?
I think Marina's telling me something kind of crazy here. Girl, you did not connect those dots. Does this mean...
Are you actually a mermaid yourself?
Proceeds to do the meme of everyone slapping their head with their hands. Fucking why? Facepalm. Everyone facepalm. This woman is a dumbass.
Wow, I can't believe I never realized.
That's right. I was one of the most important mermaids as a fact, down in our teeny tiny slice of the wide old ocean. I would have succeeded the throne in lieu of Shoal here, until I threw it all away to go pursue some pretty human girl I met up on the shore.
Oh, so that's why you ran off, is it? Shoal scoffs. I did wonder about that. I knew you hated all the responsibilities which came from being royalty, but I figured you were stubborn enough to stick it out, no matter how much you despised it. I was sure you were going to get coronated, if only so you could rub my face in the sand. You always did like to flex your superiority over me. Only took Asuka 10 years to realize. For real.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I do like that response.
Well, yeah. I thought about hanging around myself, so as I could see the look on your face when I ascended to the throne over you.
How perfectly charming. My aunt and uncle did such a good job raising you. You're such a little lady.
I think Miss Suzukaze is nice.
Noreen interjects with a small pout.
At least she never tried to kidnap me.
There, see, Shoal? Marina grins, then puffs out her chest. Compared to you, I'm a goddamn saint. You tell yourself that, I guess, if it'll help you sleep more easily at night.
Oh, I will. I think screwing you over is an act of public service, actually. I mean, you always have been as puffed up as a blowfish. You need somebody to take you down a notch or two. Otherwise, you'll start thinking you have a divine right to kidnap mermaids who don't want anything to do with you. You don't want to be this ass, do you, Noreen? You don't want to be with this ass, do you, Noreen? Not at all. I told him that time and time again, but he didn't listen to me. He's never listened to me. He's... Well, I don't want to be rude, but he's kind of horrible.
No, girl, be as rude as you want. Call him a dick. Surely there are more heirs to the throne other than this ass with shades. From what it sounds like, there might not be many good choices, though. Hey, that's no way for a wife to speak to her husband.
We never even got married, though. I never agreed to your proposal. You aren't even my husband. Sorry about that, Shoal, Noreen. He has a habit of getting carried away. He's always been like this. Jeez. You say I bullied you when you were a kid, Shoal, but I'm starting to think I didn't bully you enough. I must have gone too easy on you. If I'd given you a proper clobbering, maybe you wouldn't be such an ass.
I am not an ass. I'm simply trying to claim what is rightfully mine. This mermaid's hand was bequeathed to me. Her parents agreed to the dowry. We would have been married within a week if she hadn't taken off.
But I did take off. I don't want to give you my hand or my tail or any part of me. I don't like you like that, Shoal.
Good for you, Neri. I know I sure as hell wouldn't want to be tied down to a wet fish like Shoal either. What was that?
You know exactly what I said. You're a wet fish. And you're limp to boots. You try and act tough, but I know that's just a front. Aren't you trying to act all tough and strong to paper over your insecurities?
What insecurities?
Well, gee, I don't know. You tell me. Could it be that you feel inferior, perhaps, because no matter how hard you try, you'll always be in my shadow?
As if. I couldn't care less about you, Marina. You abandoned the throne. You deserted your duties as a royal, and to what? To go flirt with humans? Yeah, and so what? I knew what I wanted, and I went to get it. I wasn't about to let any silly traditions tie me down, or any familial obligations either. My life's my own, and I mean to live it to its fullest. I've always looked out for number one. But unlike you, I never had to trample over the wants and wishes of anybody else to go about and get it. I'm very happy with my partner, thank you very much. But can you say the same about your wife-to-be here? She's making it pretty obvious she doesn't want to marry you. No, I don't. I never wanted this. And why the hell not, huh? I'm a prince, Noreen, in case you haven't realized. Get it through your thick head already.
Wow. And now you're insulting the woman you want to marry? Real smooth.
He is horrible, isn't he? This will never work.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Missy. I live in the royal palace. I sleep in a large conch shell, and I have servants to tend to my every need. If only you'd stop being such a silly fool and marry me. Noreen, you'll be living a life of luxury. It'll be a real step up from that dingy old cave you were living in with your parents. Then you make a living from collecting seaweed on the ocean bed, my beloved.
Well, yes, but
nothing. Letting go of that life of misery and living in the palace with me really would be the best possible outcome.
You say that, but
mermaids all across the kingdom have been desperate to catch my eye, so I'll provide for them.
I know they have. You're very popular, Shoal, but
you won't want for anything, you know. You can sleep in my royal chamber, and I'll have my servants string pearls through your hair every morning. What more could a mermaid want?
What I want is simple. I've told you it enough times, but it doesn't seem to sink in. I want to spend the rest of my life with somebody who actually listens to me. I want to be with somebody who cares for my welfare. And I'm very sorry, Shoal, but that somebody isn't you, no matter how many pearls you offer to thread through my hair.
What? Shoal gasps. Wow. I think he must be reeling after Noreen's rejection. It isn't like her to be so very firm, but... My dear, you misunderstand. I wouldn't be the one to thread pearls through your hair. I would be much too busy for such fripperies. That would be one of the servants' jobs. I guess he was hung up on something else. Douche. Wow. This guy really is a scumbag. He really is. For real. Can I deck him? Why haven't we decked him yet?
You're just proving my point, Shoal.
You might be future king, but all the riches in the world can't make up for your awful personality. And what's wrong with my personality exactly? What's right with it? You have about as much appeal as a rotting whale's carcass. I did my best to try and beat some manners into you when we were kids, but I can see my lessons haven't stuck. You're every bit as selfish, inconsiderate, and rude as you've always been. You're a small man with a big ego, and you know what? What? You'll never be able to make poor Noreen happy, even if you do manage to get her down the aisle. You might be able to marry her through force, but you'll never be able to take her heart. If you go through with this wedding, it'll be nothing more than a loveless sham. She'll never like you. For all your pearls and your promises, your relationship will be a sad, sorry, loveless husk. Is that really what you want?
It isn't what I want, not at all. Please, Shoal, if you insist on marrying me, you'll just make both of us unhappy. It isn't fair on you either.
He doesn't deserve shit, Noreen. Don't say this.
You deserve a wife who will love you for who you are, instead of a wife you forced into wedding you. You can do so much better.
Huh? Shoal blinks, seemingly blindsided. He stares at Noreen, still pressed against his chest, then says, "Do you really care about my future happiness, Noreen?"
I care because you tangled your happiness up with mine. You seem to think we'll have some perfect fairy tale ending, but that isn't going to work. We simply weren't meant to be together. This relationship was doomed from the beginning.
As ruler of the West, I declare war on the sea people. This will be the Battle of Troy. Fish edition. It's time to kill Shoal.
That's right. Listen to the lady, Shoal. I know you're pathetic. You've always been a sniveling, cringing sea slug of a little sea slug of a man. But I don't think any relative of mine is pathetic enough to kidnap a woman and force her into a loveless marriage. That's messed up.
Shoal grits his teeth together. Then he scowls.
And who are you, Marina, to tell me what's messed up and what isn't? You, who have absolutely no concept of loyalty. You, who would abandon our family at the drop of a hat because the thought of inheriting the throne bored you. How dare you lecture me when your conduct is much, much worse than my own? How dare you even look at me like that, with such contempt in your face, when I am the one who will inherit the throne, not you? I am your future king. If anything, you ought to be bowing before me and begging for mercy. After all of the ways you mistreated me when we were younger.
Oh? Marina smiles thinly, one hand resting on her hip. She doesn't look remotely cowed by Shoal's angry retort, as he was most likely hoping. Instead, she looks archly amused. She takes a step towards Shoal. Step forwards. Shoal, I can't help but notice, shrinks back. Then, grinning wickedly, Marina says, "Don't tell me you're still fixated on what happened when we were kids. Are you, Shoal?" No, I mean, that is...
I know you're the sniveling sort who holds grudges, who can never bear to let go of anything, but that's pretty pathetic, even for you. We must have been, what, 6, 7?
Oh my god! God damn you, kid! I hate this. Why does this have to exist as a meme? I want to kill myself. Fuck this. Shut up. Fuck you. Fuck you. You can't see it, but I'm holding my middle finger up to you fuckers. You were 7. I'm just gonna continue. I was getting into my performance and now I just got pulled out of my performance. It's even better than less. Shut up. Actually, if you make a soundbite of that, I'm deleting it immediately. And if you keep adding it back, I will delete it again. This game, why must you make me do this? I hate that meme with all of my heart and I want it to die. You were 7. I was only 4. Don't forget. You're older than me. Don't forget. And you used that. And you used to abuse that too. Oh, he was 4? Dude. Dude, take a chill pill. You were fucking 4. You could have gotten me killed taking me to that abandoned ship like that.
Yeah, well, you didn't die. More's the pity. Science, I didn't know that place was a hidey hole for sharks. And what have you? And what have you? And when you... And what have you? And when you... And when one of those mean old great whites did come by, who was it that... Who was the one who grabbed you, Shoal, and hightailed it the hell out of there? It was me. I know you held a grudge about that, but if I had not been there, you would have been shark food. And if you'd not been there, I wouldn't have been there either. I only tagged along because you told me to. And you can say no, huh? Don't you have a tongue in your head? I did say no. I said no multiple times, but you didn't listen to me. You were always like that, Marina. You've been like that ever since we were children. I tried to tell you that your harebrained schemes would only cause chaos, but you always ignored me. He sounds like somebody else I know. I know, right? It must run in the family. We ain't all that dissimilar, no matter how much that nags me. But I did try to look out for Shoal in my own way. He was such a crybaby, always moaning and whining. As you can see, he really hasn't changed, not one bit.
Yeah, I can tell. The guy's a real piece of work.
Isn't he just? I like how we've just stopped to just shit talk this man. And he deserves it. Isn't he just? He might be set to inherit the throne, but he's the same old Shoal I remember. If one thing doesn't go his way, he has a huge temper tantrum. It'd be funny if he wasn't a grown merman. But as it is, it's just kind of pathetic. You think I'm pathetic? I do, because you are. The way you're hanging on to Noreen is extra pathetic, especially since she doesn't want anything to do with you. Can't you get it? Can't you get that through your thick skull? The girl doesn't want to marry you. You can force her if you'd like, but she'll never love you. Isn't that right, Noreen? That's right. I think I've said it enough times, but I should make myself clear. I still don't want to marry you, Shoal. I hardly know you, and the things I do know about you, well, they aren't exactly positive. I don't think marrying you would benefit either of us. I'd rather stay in Omorishima with Asuka.
Noreen?
My heart flutters at Noreen's passionate exclamation, while Shoal scowls. He glares in my direction, then says, I really don't see what's so special about her. She's just an ordinary human. Why you'd swim over to her instead of staying with me is a mystery. Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's because I never tried to kidnap Noreen? That's just a theory, though. I could be completely off the mark, of course. But I think not being a jerk helps. Alright, I will be right back. I need to get a tissue to blow my nose right now. Because holy shit, my nose is stuffed up. What? Alrighty, I am back. Oh, I don't think it's all that mysterious, really. It looks like Marina shares my thinking because she says, well, for one thing, Asuka here never tried to kidnap Noreen. I'd say that puts her a good notch or two above you, you barnacle head. Barnacle head? Shoal scowls, though I can see his composure slipping. His face turns pink as he says, his left eye narrowing. What are we, kids?
That is a bit of a childish insult. Yeah, but I think it suits this guy.
Well, I wouldn't want to be mean.
Wow, Noreen must be pure-hearted if she's worried about being mean to a guy who tried to kidnap her. She's simply too kind for this world.
But you might be right.
Of course I'm right. I grew up. But what about you, Shoal?
Sounds like the only one stuck in the past is you. I know it must have sucked for you, growing up a bottom feeder, since you were always so small and skinny. But there's no need to take things out on poor Nareen now that you're big enough to throw your own weight around. If you like her even half as much as you claim to, you wouldn't be trying to force yourself on her like this. You'd let her go. Don't you want her to be happy? Well, there's a moment's pause. Shoal blinks, looking conflicted before... Alright, fine. Shoal eventually relents after a pause so sizable you could drive a bus through it. He glowers at Marina, his face a mask of malice, so distorted he looks almost ugly, then says, "After all this, I don't know if my cold fish of a fiancé is really worth it. She's put me through so much grief already. I don't think I want to expend any more effort on her. She doesn't deserve my attention. And I'm sure the feeling is more than mutual." Wow, we talk no jutsu this man so hard. Almost ugly? Yeah, no, dude is ugly as hell. With that kind of gaudy-ass vest, no. Some people might be like, yeah, no, he's kind of attractive looking. Nah. Bastard, scumbag. Why? It's bad enough that I felt obligated to come and settle things on the land in person. Me, the future king of all the ocean. My messy affairs such as this are beneath me. I shouldn't need to concern myself with it, so I won't. I've had enough of this nonsense. There are plenty more fish, as they say, in the sea. Shoal steps forward, defeated. He hands Nareen to Marina, manhandling her with a noticeable look of distaste, as though she means less to him than an unwieldy bag of rice. Now encumbered with his fiancée, he turns his blue-green eyes narrowed. I wonder for a moment if he might change his mind, if being talked down to by Marina might have stung his pride just enough to compel him to even further acts of insanity. Now, if that is everything, I will be returning home. One of us, at least, still has a home to return to. I've not managed to turn all of our family away, even if Nareen is too stupid to realize my best qualities. Have fun rotting away under the sun, Marina. It hasn't been a pleasure, and if I never see you again, I certainly won't shed any tears over it. I never did like you anyway. But it looks like he's resigned himself to returning to his undersea kingdom without Nareen in tow. My god, I don't know how we trash talked him into letting her go, but that's so fucking good. Jesus Christ. Maybe he's decided she really is more trouble than she's worth. Whatever the case, it looks like Marina was able to get the better of him, and she must know it because she smirks. That makes two of us, Shoal. I always did think you were a cowardly little crustacean, always hiding in your shell when the going gets tough, and it looks like I was exactly right. Now, why don't you go swimming back to your mommy and daddy? I'm sure they'll have a field day. Yes, maybe I will. I'll tell them all about your shameful conduct and how you've been dragging the name of the Oshun family through the sand, and then we'll see who's laughing. You mark my words, Marina. Your days are numbered. Oh, I'm so scared. You better be. Laugh while you can, because it won't last. I'll make you rue the day you ever thought you could humiliate me. And you too, Nareen. You'll regret this decision if you have any common sense rattling in that head of yours. You might be pretty, but that's all I can say about you. Your skull must be completely empty. It's with this parting remark that Shoal finally departs. He doesn't even bother to spare me any words. Maybe because I'm a lowly human. Does he think I'm beneath his attention? To a mermaid prince such as him, I must seem like nothing more than a piece of plankton. He draws himself up to his full height, then wades out into the water. He doesn't bother to remove his clothes beforehand, but maybe he doesn't need to. The clothes are melting away before my eyes, and the sea rushes forward to greet him. There's a moment's
Pause. A split second where he looks back at Noreen, still cradled in Marina's muscular arms. For, with a click of his tongue, he turns and dives, his body arcing like an arrow in the night sky. As he dives, I can see that his trousers have flowed away entirely. He doesn't need them anymore. Not when emerging from his waist, there's a long turquoise tail. If I'd not seen Noreen with a similar tail reclining in the large tub of Anshoka's home, I might think that I was seeing things, but even then, this feels like something from a dream. No, that's Asuka's skull, true. Shoal's the biggest barnacle head of the sea. Indeed, he is. That was intense. Does anyone want... Thank God the game doesn't decide to torture us with a CG of his clothless body. Yeah, I don't need that in my life. There's something fantastic about it. Shoal's scales glittering beneath the moonlight, scattering droplets of water in his wake. But then Shoal meets the surface of the water with a splash, and there's nothing more. He's disappeared, and in his wake...
Oh gosh, thank goodness. I'm so glad that's over. Asuka, I'm so happy. We can stay together.
Noreen is so overwhelmed that all life seems to void her. Her long, fair eyelashes flutter. She trembles. Then, exhausted from the night's event, she falls back against Marina's chest in cold, dead faint. Damn. We still need to... oh god. Misuzu. I still can't get over that. I knew she was acting sus as hell, but what the hell? She lied. She lied so hard. Later that night. This is quite the workout. Your little friend here weighs more than I was expecting. How much does she eat anyway?
I wondered that myself when I had to haul her back to my aunt's inn. She was pretty heavy.
She really is. It's crazy when she looks like such a skinny little thing. Where's she storing all this weight of hers, huh?
It's an eternal mystery. She said she was made of seafoam bubbles and sweet happy dreams, but I'm not sure about that.
I think it's more like she's made of sauteed fish and your aunt's miso soup.
She can eat a lot for breakfast, yeah. You have to see it to believe it.
I can imagine. Marina chuckles as she ascends the cliff alongside me, her soles meeting the ground with a series of thuds. The sky is dark blue, the night air crisp, and there's a little bit of a breeze. Marina's hair catches the breeze, so it flutters. Can we forgive Mizu as the thruple root doomed? I have no clue. Cause unless Misuzu lies and is like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know, God. I'm reminded of that night a month prior when I first found Noreen lying on the beach. After a brief conversation, I wound up hauling Noreen on my back. Then I carried her up this hill, following this well-trodden path toward my aunt's inn. Though she claimed she was made of seafoam bubbles and sweet happy dreams, she was pretty heavy. Carrying her all the way from the beach to my aunt's inn made my back hurt. I'm not alone during tonight's odyssey, however. Marina's with me, and she's a lot taller than I am, and a lot stronger too. She's holding Noreen's inert body in her arms, one hand against her back and one beneath her tail. Despite Marina's complaining, she doesn't look tired at all. She hasn't even broken a sweat. I'm seriously beginning to wonder why I had so many troubles carrying Noreen myself. Am I just that weak? No, I think it's more likely that Marina instead is incredibly strong. Asuka going to be dreaming where Noreen's weight is concentrated. If Magical Girl anime has taught me anything, is well, you can redeem main characters enough with talk no jutsu. You can. I'm just worried that that's not gonna change things in the end. Because there's some fundamental things that need to be addressed. And if she lies at all, we have a problem. It's no wonder that Shoal took off after she faced him down. I wouldn't want to get on Marina's bad side either.
Hey, Marina, I was wondering something.
Well, I'd be surprised if you weren't, after all the crazy stuff that happened on the beach. So, out with it. What do you want to ask? Is it about me being royalty?
Oh, no, it's not. That's not it.
It isn't? Marina raises an eyebrow. Well, color me surprised. I figured that would have been on the tippy top of your list of things I absolutely have to ask Marina. I mean, sure. I sure as heck no, I don't act like royalty.
You don't, it's true. I never would have known you were actually a future queen. But I think I can see it. Yeah, you might talk pretty roughly, but I guess there's a sort of... I don't know. I think you act pretty nobly.
Really now?
Yeah. You always talk about looking out for people, and you have a strong sense of justice. I don't know if my viewpoint on the matter is idealized or not, but they sound like very queenly traits to me. That's the sort of queen I'd like to serve if I had a choice.
Asuka. Marina blinks. It's pretty dark, so it's hard to get a clear look at her face, but just for a few moments, I can see something resembling a blush on her cheeks. Aww. Aw, jeez. That's a real nice thing of you to say. I might have washed my hands of being a queen years ago, but it's nice to know I seem appropriately, I don't know, regal? Marina grins. I'm glad I was able to act like a queen should. When I'm afraid I ain't ever gonna ascend to the throne. Or I already gave it all up. And anyway, I have no desire to go back to my kingdom. It was really stifling down there. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Quite literally. There isn't very much air at the bottom of the sea, as you might be aware.
I had heard of that, yeah. I've only been to the beach a couple of times, but I know people can't breathe underwater.
What a smart cookie you are. She ain't smart, Marina. She did not connect the dots. Marina then nudges me in the side. Sounds like all that schooling of yours is paying off.
It's been invaluable.
I offer Marina a small smile, then glance back at the path in front of me. It seems like a little sad that a guy like Shoal will wind up... Oh.
It seems a little sad that a guy like Shoal will wind up being the king, and you're so much fairer.
You're telling me the kingdom won't know what hit him, really. If there's one thing I trust Shoal to do, it's a terrible job. When I wasn't wondering about underwater politics, I actually... Oh.
But I wasn't wondering about underwater politics. I actually want to know,
I glanced at Marina's legs curiously. I might have checked her legs out in the past, I'll admit. Her thighs in particular. Girl! Because of how muscular they are. Sure. But I'm not examining her bared skin out of any salacious reasons, not this time. Oh my god. There's something I want. No, I need to ask her.
if you're a mermaid, how have you been able to keep your human form all this time?
Oh? Is that what you want to know?
Yeah, I know that mermaids can assume human forms for a little while when they want to. I've seen Noreen grow human legs before, and I've even gone shopping with her. She was pretty convincing, but she told me she couldn't maintain that form for very long. She said that taking on human form took up a lot of her energy. She could only do it for a few hours at a time, and afterwards she was always exhausted. You always look like that, though. I've never seen you once with a tail. Do you have more magical energy than Noreen, or is there some sort of trick to it?
A trick, huh? Marina grins. I guess you could call it that, though it's nothing that underhanded. The answer is pretty sappy, actually.
Sappy?
Uh-huh. All mermaids can assume a human form on land for a little while, like you know. How long a mermaid can assume a human form depends on a few things, like their age, their health, and how determined they are. But no mermaid can assume a human form indefinitely, not without a little bit of help.
What sort of help?
Well, I'm glad you asked. How are problems like this usually resolved, In all your human fairy tales? Ah. Think about that for a little while, and then you'll have your answer. Fairy tales, huh? I'm not that into fairy tales. I might have gone through a phase where I watched a lot of princess movies as a child, but that era of my life has long since passed me. I'm more interested in fish than I am in fairy godmothers, but let's see. If we take The Little Mermaid as a prime example, then...
Are you talking about true love?
Ding ding ding, we have a winner. You're really good at this, Asuka. Your schooling is definitely coming in clutch.
I don't know if I have my schooling to thank for this, really. We don't learn about fairy tales in class, or about true love.
In fact, it's the opposite. Asuka be looking. 3 poly root evolving into 5 poly confirmed. Oh god. The answer is love. Fish love. I mean, hey, on the bright side, if the whole system collapses, then maybe things stabilize. When things stabilize, the common mer people might be able to afford actual food for once. True! Mr. Setoguchi is a huge solipsist. He doesn't seem to believe that love exists at all. Probably because his wife cheated on him with her hairdresser. Oh, damn. He never told us this in class. He is supposed to be a teacher, but Almine's mother is related to the hairdresser in question, and he's told us about it at great length. I see. I guess that's the downside of living on a small island like Omorishima. Nothing can be a secret for long.
It just seemed like a good guess, that's all. It's how most fairy tales wrap up.
And you'd be right. Mermaids can't live as humans indefinitely by their own power, but there is a way you can go about it. If a mermaid meets a human they love, who loves them in return, you can perform a little ritual. The mermaid needs to renounce their former life beneath the ocean's surface, their sleeker aquatic body, and after sealing everything with a blood pact, the spell will be a blood pact? Damn, we're really getting into things. The mermaid, or merman I suppose, will gain a human body for the rest of their days. They'll be able to live amongst humans in peace and harmony with the person that they love. And they'll live happily ever after.
Happily ever after, huh?
I frown.
That sounds a little too good to be true.
It sounds like somebody's a cynic. Aren't you a little too young to start casting doubts on the power of love?
I don't think I'm too young. I'm 16. I'm not a little kid.
You are compared to me, but I digress. You're right to be skeptical, of course. For a lot of mer people, things don't pan out quite this nicely. If a mer person wants to live above the ocean's surface for life, they need to give up their tail for good. That means they can't return to their old life even if their relationship takes a turn for the worse. The mer person is put in a pretty precarious position. They have to abandon everything for the sake of a human, while the human doesn't need to abandon anything. It can be pretty disempowering. But since I was a shoo-in for the throne, I figured I could use a good old-fashioned reality check. I've never really been beholden to anybody else, so it was interesting putting myself in such a position. And fortunately for me, I've been very lucky.
Are you happy with your partner then?
Oh yes, Riri and I have been together for 6 years already, and I love her a lot. She was definitely worth sacrificing my old life for. Though it does sting that I'll not have the chance to seize the throne from Shoal and rub it in his stupid smug face. If I had any regrets about my decision, I guess it'd be that. I doubt he'll make for a very good ruler, but that's not really my problem. I've washed my hands of the ocean. Right now, I want to live my best life on dry land with the woman that I love.
I see.
I'm glad that things worked out so well for Marina, but there's a few things I'm wondering about. Silence falls between myself and Marina as we tramp up the hill on Choco's Inn. This hill is every bit as steep as I remember it, and I find myself panting, even though Marina is the one supporting Noreen's weight. It's enough to make me wonder as the roof of the inn swims into my vision, how I was able to haul Noreen all the way up here in the first place. That was kind of hardcore of me. You see Asuka and a Rumen and a Burpress love each other very much. They do blood rituals. Maybe I have latent wells of strength that I've never tapped into before. Also, we left our aunt on the floor unconscious. I step inside first. Marina pauses, then very respectfully after you. Says very respectfully after you, and Marina follows. I lead her through the tatami hallways of the sprawled house I now call home, then guide her to the room where I think Noreen will be most comfortable, namely the bathtub. I bend to run a bath, filling the tub with warm water, then tell Marina to place Noreen inside the tub gently, of course. Marina does this and steps back to admire her handiwork. I think Sleeping Beauty looks a little better already just for being back in the water. Don't you agree, Asuka? I'm not so sure about that. I wish I could be as optimistic as Marina, but I don't have the knack. I've always been a bit of a gloomy girl, but what would you expect from somebody who loves sunfish so much? Most people think they're sinfully ugly, and it's hard for me to muster up as much confidence. Noreen isn't moving. Marina laid her to rest pretty carefully in the tub, but she's utterly immobile, her back resting against the curve of the tub and her head protruding from the water. Her eyes are closed, her lips pursed, almost like she's waiting for a kiss. But I doubt that'd be enough to wake her up. She's out cold.
She's still unconscious.
Well, yeah, she will be for a while. I think she had a pretty nasty shock. But I'm sure she'll be fine. You just need to give her some time.
Do you think so?
I'm positive. I know a thing or two about mermaids. I used to be a mermaid princess myself, remember? And I know we tend to be quite hardy. Noreen's just suffering, that's all, because Shoal handled her so roughly. And because she's been pushing herself a bit too much lately. That can't have helped.
She was pushing herself?
I'd say so. She was always going out with you, wasn't she? And pretending to be a regular human? I cast my mind back to all the times that I went out with Noreen, and the times we wandered into town, examining all the shops, the times we watched TV together, the times we sat at the dinner table with Aunt Shogo and Frau. Wait, Asuka still has class today. She's gonna be so tired. She'll be sleeping in class all day, oh god. For real. God. I mean, she's basically just pulling an all-nighter right now. Marina's right. Noreen hasn't been spending much time in the tub lately.
I guess she was pretending to be a human pretty often these last few weeks.
Then that'll explain why she's in such a state. She burnt herself out.
That can happen?
If mermaids without enough stamina insist on living among humans for too long, yeah, it takes a toll. But don't worry. Like most things, it's reversible. She just needs to get some rest, like I said, and she should be fine. I'd like to take to heart Marina's reassurances, but the uncertainty in her words sticks out. I look at Marina mistrustfully, my lips pursed, and say,
Should be?
Well, yes, I might have been a princess, but I'm no prophet. I can't see into the future, but I think everything should be okay. Don't fret. It's easier said than done, I know, but fussing won't help her. You need to try and have faith. Faith, is it?
I've never had much in the way of that before. I guess I'm too pessimistic. I tend to expect the worst, to stop myself from being disappointed later down the line. But when it comes to Noreen, I want to think that things will work out. I like to believe that everything will be alright. So I nod.
Alright, I'll try.
Good girl, can't ask anything more than that. I'm sure Noreen will make a full recovery, just you wait. She'll be fine, though I'm a bit less confident about your aunt.
How is she?
Okay. How is she?
Oh, yes!
I was so caught up worrying about Noreen, I almost forgot about Aunt Choco. Some niece I am. Girl, woman got knocked the fuck out. Snap to attention.
Aunt Choco was in a pretty bad way. She was in the living room and it looked like she was unconscious. I think Shoal must have done something to her.
Then let me take a look at her. I might have helped Noreen, but it looks like there's one more young woman in this house who needs my help.
Are you going to call an ambulance?
That depends on how bad her injuries are, I suppose. If she's already come to, it should be fine. I'll just have to see. Marina narrows her eyes, her expression determined. Your aunt's a lovely woman. She's helped me a lot when it comes to finding work, and I couldn't be more grateful to her. I'm not going to let her get hurt, not because of Shoal. I've had enough of him making a nuisance out of himself. He wouldn't even be next in line to inherit the throne if I hadn't left. So, I can't help but feel responsible for his action, at least in part.
Hi, Auntie. Sorry, I forgot you. Hi, Aunt. Yeah, sorry, I forgot you got, bashed in the head with who knows what. Or punched. I don't know. There's just a bruise in your head. Of unknown origin. It's like, whoops.
Since he can't be relied on to set anything right, I'll just have to take matters into my own hands. For some reason, that always seems to happen.
Oh, she looks decent, at least. A little out of it, but hey.
Hey there, Miss Kuonji. How are you holding up? That bastard Shoal didn't bang you about too much, did he? What? Oh, no. Aunt Shoko looks over at Marina, her shoulders slumped, her eyes half-lidded and a little groggy. After Marina deposited Noreen in the tub, she went to check on Aunt Shoko. She retrieved her from the floor where she was still lying, and carried her to her room just like a princess. Reassured that Noreen is alright, for now at least, I kneel beside Aunt Shoko's side, my eyes wide with worry. Aunt Shoko was already wearing her nightgown when she went downstairs to investigate the source of the strange noise, and she looks smaller than I've ever seen her, feebler too. Her hair, which is starting to gray, hangs about her shoulders, and the bruise on her forehead is visible, a bluish-green lump that makes me suck in a breath to see it. She doesn't look good, but at least Aunt Shoko's conscious. Surely that has to be a good thing. I cling onto this hope as Aunt Shoko says, in a voice which sounds a little worn. I'm feeling alright, thank you, Marina. Or, as alright as I can be, given everything. My head does hurt somewhat, but I don't think it's anything a few painkillers can't fix. Are you sure? You don't want me to take you to the hospital, do you? To the double check? Oh no, that will be quite alright. I feel perfectly well. The hospital's a bit of a trek away, and I'd rather not leave Asuka and Noreen alone in the house when it's so late. Not after that. Aunt Shoko's voice trails off. She frowned. She must be trying to find the right words, then said, "That miscreant broke in and caused such a fuss. I'm worried he might come back if you and I leave, and cause even more mischief. I can hardly believe it, but that man, he was trying to kidnap Noreen." Yeah, that sure sounds like Shoal. Shoal? Uh-huh. I'm unfortunate enough to know the guy. He's my cousin, actually, so we played together a bit as a kid. though he never really cared about playing. He mostly just wanted to beat me at the silly little games he'd invented. Then he'd cry and throw a temper tantrum if he lost. It's been a couple decades since then, but I don't think he's changed all that much. I've not seen him in ages, so I didn't realize he was after Noreen, but I really should have known. That guy's never been able to leave well enough alone. Does this mean he has wicked designs on poor Noreen, then? Is he the man that's she's been trying to avoid? Yep. He confirmed it himself earlier, on the beach. He told me, and Asuka too, that Noreen was his rightful fiancée, and he wanted to take her back home so they could get married. Marriage! Anshoko's eyebrows raised until they're swallowed by her hairline. This really is dramatic. It sounds like something from a drama.
That's what I said too, when I found out. I didn't know Noreen had such a troubled love life, but Marina was able to scare him off.
She was?
That's right. She was really cool, actually. We actually just shit-talked him for about 30 minutes, and he finally gave up. She gave Shul such a lecture that he had no choice but to leave with his tail between his legs. And he gave Noreen back to us, too. She's all right.
Oh, thank goodness. I was terrified that he really might have stolen her away, the poor thing. I tried to stop him, but I'm afraid I wasn't very helpful. He knocked me aside as though I was nothing, and he didn't even pause to apologize either. I hit my head rather hard, granted. I'm not sure if he intended for that to happen. He looked rather shocked, and then... Anshoka's voice trails off once more. She frowns, her brow furrowing, and says, I'm afraid I can't quite remember what happened after that, but you say Noreen is safe. That's right. I brought her back here, all the way up that awful hill, and Asuka here set her in the bathtub. She fell unconscious herself after Shul buggered off. I think she was overwhelmed, the poor thing, but she's unscratched. Shul didn't harm her, not physically at least. He might be a jerk, but he's not the sort who'd beat up his fiancée, at least. He'd just subject her to a lot of mental abuse instead. Not that that's much better. It's a relief that Shul is such a loser, especially when Marina's around. It is. It's good that he sucks. That he sucks in that capacity. Because it'd be bad if he was an asshole and actually competent in some way at being a jerk. He really does sound like a nasty piece of work. I wish I'd had the chance to scold him myself, but... Anshoko shakes her head, looking remorseful. What's done is done, I suppose. I do wish I'd been more use, but I'm glad that Noreen is safe regardless. Speaking of which...
Is something wrong?
Not with me, no. I'm sure I'll be right as rain soon enough after I've had a bit of rest, but with Noreen... Maybe. I worry about her. Being alone in the bathroom after going such a stressful time. A poor thing. She must be scared sick. If you care for her, Asuka, you should really go and see her, sit with her, and when she wakes up, you'll be the first thing she sees. I'm sure that will reassure her a lot, and reassurance sounds exactly what she needs. Won't you look out for her, please? I can't do it myself. I still feel a bit lethargic, and besides, you're Noreen's special friend. You went out to find her, and you were able to help her. She needs you, Asuka.
What? But, Auntie...
I know Aunt Shoko's raising a good point. I'd like to go check on Noreen too, but what about her?
Will you be alright though? I mean, you had a pretty nasty fall. If your headache gets any worse...
Then I'll be here to take care of things. I'm not about to go, so you don't need to worry. I'll sit with Shoko all night if I need to, so you should go. Somebody needs to be there for Noreen, and it might as well be you. Aren't you her best friend?
I guess, but I don't know.
I demur for a few minutes, feeling guilty when... Asuka, dear, it's alright. I'm alright. I feel a pressure on my scalp, coupled with my aunt's gentle words. She's resting her palm atop my head, though it's shaking, and she's stroking me, almost like I'm a small child in need of reassurance. She's being so kind, it's almost enough to bring tears to my eyes. And maybe I really would cry. Tonight has really been stressful. If I wasn't afraid of doing it in front of Marina. It's not like I'm afraid of Marina will judge me, but I don't really want to start bawling in front of someone who isn't my immediate family. I only bumped my head a little bit. It was the shock of it, more than anything, which made me pass out. It doesn't hurt all that much. Though, if it does, I trust Marina to look after things. You don't need to sit with me, I'll be alright. I'm not that old just yet, and I'm strong. I can endure this, but I don't know about Noreen. She might act strong, but I'm afraid she's rather delicate. I hate to think of her being left all alone in that bathtub. You don't want her to feel like she's been abandoned, do you?
Well, no, of course not. But I don't want to abandon you either.
You won't be, dear. I know you care for me a lot. The fact that you came to sit with me is proof of that, so please, don't fret too much. I'm glad you're putting me first. But you should be thinking about Noreen. I'm worried about her too. Would you check on her for my sake? It would make me feel a lot better. And I'd feel less guilty about failing her too.
Oh, Auntie.
I look on Shoko, my eyes wide. Then, anxious though I am, my lips quirk upwards into a smile.
You don't need to feel guilty. You didn't fail anybody. You did your best to protect Noreen, even though you got hurt, and I appreciate it. I'm sure Noreen does too. You were really cool. And I'm really, really grateful.
That's right. By slowing Shoal down, you gave me the time needed to confront him. You're the real heroine who saved the day. But now you need to tend to the poor swooning maiden, Asuka. As the prince in the story, that's your duty. I'm not so sure about that, and I don't feel particularly princely, but...
Right, I'll do my best.
At the end of the day, that's all I really can do. Alrighty, I think we found our stopping point. Just in time to... Holy shit. Oh, Jesus. No, I did not mean to do that. Oh god, that was a lot. Whew, this is a long chapter. Boo. I'm sorry. But it is time. Whew. I want more clam diving, aka Yuri time. I'm sorry. We'll get more Yuri in 2 weeks. I promise you. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you once again for joining me, as per usual. Next stream is going to be... I believe it's Monday, but let me double check. Uh, 11th... Yes, Monday. We will be continuing God Eater, as I once again struggle to catch up in difficulty and also continue the story because God, things are happening. Lindo. But yes, anyways, guys, that's going to it for tonight. Any updates on my end? Let me are there any updates on my end? If you've been following my Twitter, I actually completed the recordings for 2 covers. I haven't gotten them tuned or timed or mixed or anything yet, and I want to get art for both of these covers done. Like for custom NVs and whatnot.
because these are both, or well, maybe just, no, actually both. But I haven't commissioned that yet. I might end up working on those though soon, because unfortunately I still have not been able to get in contact with my thumbnail artist for the other cover that I've worked on. So that might just be delayed until further notice. Granted, if I don't hear anything back in like 2 months or even another month, I might just have to find someone else to make the thumbnail, unfortunately, or honestly, I might just release it without the thumbnail and then replace it later on. I'd rather not do that, but if need be, I will. I might put up a poll in regards to that, of whether you want me to wait for the thumbnail art, whether you want me to just post it without the thumbnail art and just wait, or find another thumbnail artist. I will see. But yeah, we will see. Sure, looking forward to the animated short. The style alone is amazing. Ah, yes, also, the animated short will be full animated thing will be will be releasing next week. So, if you don't already know, I am voicing in a thing. And the full version comes out on the 15th and 16th. So please go check out The Princess Who Forges the Sun. It's such a cool stop motion animation. It's really nice. And I had so much fun voicing in it. If you haven't seen the teaser already, go check it out. But yes, I will keep you guys updated on the covers. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I will see you guys in the next one. Otsushiro! See ya!